So what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of this on my salmon. Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Jameson, and this is how I cook. So I'm making weeknight dinner. I'm making blackened salmon with pimento cheese grits and sautéed spinach with a little bit of beurre blanc. I had this dish at one of the local restaurants here in town, and I said, man, I can make that at home. So I said, let me show you guys how I make this weeknight dinner up next on This Is How I Cook. And hey, if you don't wanna watch this whole video and you only wanna watch part of it, I've got all of the major parts of this video available on my channel. But up next, you're gonna get the whole meal from start to finish on This Is How I Cook blackened salmon with pimento cheese grits and sautéed spinach with a little bit of beurre blanc sauce on the side. So guys, before we get farther into the video, do me a favor, hit that subscription button and turn on those notifications. And also leave me a comment. Do you guys like blackened salmon? How do you cook your salmon at home? Guys, this is the star of our show. This is our salmon. I've got two nice portions of the salmon. I didn't use the belly portion of my fillet. I trimmed that off. This is what they call the sirloin of the salmon. So I've got two pieces of that, and we're gonna just put together a blackened salmon seasoning. And it's really easy to do when you've already got magic seasoning blends, blackened redfish magic. Find your favorite Cajun spices, your favorite Cajun spice blend, or your favorite blackened seasoning, and use it on your salmon. That's what I'm doing tonight. And all we want to do is just start by applying a generous dusting of our seasoning. Whenever you work with a seasoning blend, you want to taste your seasoning blend to see how salty it is, because you don't want to over season whatever it is that you're putting it on. So I've used this before, so I have a pretty good sense about how this works. Next, you know I'm gonna use some accent. This is MSG, and I can hear you now in the comments. It's got chemicals in it. You're gonna tenderize your stomach. Man, save me and miss me with all of that propaganda. Now your fish has another side to it, doesn't it? So we need to flip that fish over and do the exact same thing we just did. Now what you wanna do is collect the seasoning that accumulate in your dish with the edge of your salmon. See how pretty that fish looks now? The reason your food doesn't taste good is because you don't season the whole piece. You gotta season all parts of the ingredient. And that is our blackened salmon, seasoned up, ready to cook. This is a pot of water. This is about 2.5 cups to 3 cups of water. And all we're gonna do is boil some quick grits in this water. I'm gonna put in a half of a chicken bouillon cube. I don't wanna over season my grits, but I do wanna add some flavor that helps balance out the dish. And that's a great way of getting some savory notes into your grits. So now that our water's up to temperature and our chicken bouillon cube is dissolved, now we're gonna come in and add in a cup of grits. This is just a cup of yellow quick grits. You just wanna whisk those into the water and make sure that there are no clumps. So when you're cooking your grits for this dish, just follow the directions on the package from your grit brand that you use. Now, one of the mistakes that we make oftentimes when we make grits is that we don't give the grits time to hydrate. So you think about it, the grit has to go from being dry to being wet and then absorbing whatever liquid it was cooked in. And so if you cook your grits and they get to this texture, for instance, what you want to do is just make sure that the grits are done by tasting them, by looking at them. And if you don't trust that they're done, just add a little bit more water into your grits to give them time to hydrate. Make sure you're getting those edges of your pot cleaned down also. So at this stage, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover my grits and I'm gonna let this lid stay on these grits so that they can steam and continue to hydrate. But that's where I wanna be with my grits. Hey guys, while we're in the middle of our video, I want to take a moment and thank you guys for your continued support. My channel has taken off and continued to grow over these last couple of weeks, and it's because of you. Guys, I need you to do me a favor. I want your email address because I'm building an email list so I can tell you about more things going on with Jameson Presents This Is How I Cook. Down on the screen, Chef Jameson Smallwood at gmail.com. That's my email address. Shoot me an email and say, hey Jameson, I want to know in the subject line. And I'll let you guys in on some beautiful secrets that I've got brewing with Jameson Presents This Is How I Cook. All right guys, let's get back to our video. So we got our trusty cast iron skillet, and we've got some avocado oil. This is a high temperature oil. This is gonna be perfect for searing those salmon fillets. Also guys, while we're getting our skillet hot, cut your oven on to 400 degrees. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna sear the salmon in the skillet, get it started, and then finish it in the oven. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of this oil into my cast iron skillet. So what I'm doing now is I'm coating my skillet with this oil, making sure that the bottom is coated nicely. We want a nice even layer of oil where we plan on placing our fish. And we do the same thing before we lay in our other fillet. Now the key to cooking this fish is to be patient. As the fish cooks, you see that it's turning opaque on the edges. And what we're gonna do is allow this to cook for another second or two here, and then we're gonna slide this into our oven so that the top of the fish can finish cooking while that bottom stays in contact with the skillet and develops a nice crust on the bottom of our salmon. All right, we got our skillet hot, our salmon is searing. Let's put it into the oven and finish cooking it. Once again, we got our friend, Mr. Avocado Oil. Anytime I do any kind of cooking, I like to use a higher temp oil. But use whatever oil you guys have. We've got some frozen chopped spinach. This is pick sweet. Some of you guys don't know that you can get pre-washed frozen vegetables like spinach, greens in your freezer section. But these are already blanched, which means they've been washed and boiled before they were put into this bag. So I'm gonna use this chopped spinach for my sautéed spinach. Since this spinach is frozen, I'm gonna put in just a little bit of water to help it out. I'm gonna come in with a generous knob of butter. And once your spinach is thawed, you can turn down your heat. And see, the nice thing about using frozen spinach is that I know exactly how much spinach I'm gonna have because it's already chopped and blanched. If I had bought fresh spinach and put it into the skillet, you guys know what would have happened. It would have shrunk up and I would have been like, man, that's not very much spinach at all. But because this was already chopped, frozen, and blanched, I know exactly how much spinach I've got. I'm sprinkling in some granulated garlic. This is just garlic powder. Pinch of black pepper. Now keep in mind, this is just a side accompaniment for our salmon and pimento cheese grits. So I don't want to over season this. So I'm just going to put in a pinch, and I literally mean a pinch of salt. And it wouldn't be a party without our friend Mr. Accent. It's a little bit of MSG. So I hear you guys, here comes the propaganda, but I don't need that down in my comments, guys. I like MSG. If you don't want to use it, guess what? Don't use it. But we use a little bit of that to help flavor our sautéed spinach. And that is our sautéed spinach. There's nothing to it, guys. Okay, guys, we've let our grits rest and they're steaming inside the pot. Let's go ahead and finish up our pimento cheese grits. I'm gonna put in a pinch of black pepper. We got our friend Mr. Accent again. We want to build flavor in layers. I'm not gonna put a lot in here. I'm just gonna put enough to help wake the flavor up. Now here's the fun part. Go find some pimento cheese that you like at your local grocery store and use it in your cheese grits. This is pimento cheese made with jalapenos. I like this brand. This is Paulie Island. I can already hear you guys saying, well, Jameson, how much pimento cheese should I put into my grits? As much pimento cheese as you want. It's your grits. I will have the full amounts in the description with the recipe. So look in the description, guys, and you'll see the recipe for these pimento cheese grits and everything that you see in this video. And that's where we want to be right there. We don't really want to try and melt the cheese down too much. It'll do that on its own, but we just want to make sure we get this nice and incorporated. Man, look at those cheese grits, guys. So we're going to start off with my little sauce pot. And what I'm going to do is put a little bit of butter in here. The butter is going to help me saute the shallots that I'm going to add into my Beurre Blanc sauce. All we're trying to do is kind of sweat our shallots. We're not really trying to saute them and put color on them. We're just trying to give them a little bit of a head start before we add in our other ingredients. That's where we want to be right there. Next, we want to add in some white wine. So this is a dry white wine. This is a Pinot Grigio. And all we're going to do is add in a couple tablespoons. So what we're doing now is we're reducing this wine that we put in. When you make a lot of these butter sauces, especially from classic French cooking, they always start with some type of reduction. Sometimes it's wine, sometimes it's vinegar, sometimes it's vinegar and wine. And really with these reductions are what's gonna flavor the sauce. The butter is just the delivery vehicle for the flavor that is in this reduction that we're making. And so once your wine is reduced, you wanna cut off your heat. And we wanna let this cool down quite a bit. We don't wanna start trying to make our Beurre Blanc in a hot pot. We want a warm pot to melt the butter, but we need to have a pot that's not too hot so that we can create the emulsion as we whisk in the butter. Add in this cold butter into our reduction. And you just keep whisking the butter around. Then we put another piece in. Now here, you want to be patient. You could turn your heat back on, and I might even do so, but I'd rather you be patient here and not overheat the pan, because what happens is it'll cause the Beurre Blanc to split. But you see how creamy this sauce is gotten already? And it's just because we're emulsifying the butter into that reduction of wine that we made. More cold butter. And because butter is the primary ingredient in this sauce, use a good quality of butter. You know, go to the grocery store, you see those butters up there that are sold by the block, and you might can't pronounce the names of those butters. Buy some of that butter and try it out when you do this recipe. At this point, I'm checking to see how thick my Beurre Blanc sauce is. So at this point, I could put in just a little bit of water to help thin this sauce down. And the trick is, you just want to put a little bit of water in at a time and keep whisking. Same thing again, a little bit of water and then whisk. And as you do this, the emulsion is holding, right? The sauce isn't splitting. You're still whisking in that butter. You still see those pieces of butter that I put in earlier. They're still in there, but my sauce is thinning down a little bit. I'm gonna put in one more tap of water. I want a velvety Beurre Blanc. At this point, you want to taste your sauce. Just a small pinch of salt. It wouldn't be a party without Mr. Accent. Just a little tap of MSG in there. You don't have to use this. Don't get in my comments telling me about how bad it is. That's just propaganda. And then lastly, in a traditional Beurre Blanc sauce, you wouldn't use black pepper because it'll show up with the flakes. But you can do that if you want to, right? It's your sauce. But we're going to use just a pinch of white pepper. Guys, that's an amazing Beurre Blanc sauce. So onto our plate, we're gonna start with some of our pimento cheese grits. I'm gonna start in the center of the plate. One of the things you wanna do when you plate up food, you wanna take your time and put the food on the plate nicely. Next thing we're gonna add to this, we're gonna add some of our chopped spinach that we sauteed. Try and do a little bit of an asymmetrical plating. So we're just gonna put that there. Now we want to come in with our blackened salmon. Sit it right there on top of the grits. Look how beautiful that crust is, guys. The final thing we want to add to our plate is our Beurre Blanc sauce. Now you could strain this sauce if you wanted to and remove these shallots, but because I like shallots and this is my sauce, I'm going to leave these shallots in. I think they make the plate look pretty. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of this on my salmon and finish on top of my spinach with it. And then just for presentation purposes, I'm gonna dust this with a little bit of parsley. And guys, this is our blackened salmon with our Beurre Blanc sauce, our sauteed spinach, and our pimento cheese grits. The way I remember it from the restaurant that I had it at a couple weeks ago. This is how I cook. Man, it looks good. I'm at the dinner table, guys. Let me let you see this whole plate. You see all this good food on here? I wish I had a little bit better angle, but I'm sitting down here with my baby. We about to have dinner for the night. She already done started because when you're married to a YouTuber, you know, you gotta eat, and she don't want to sit there and have to wait on me to play around with my food for you guys. But look at that plate, guys. Look at that plate. Baby, how is it? How's the food?
It's really good.
It's really good?
Delicious. Restaurant quality.
Restaurant quality?
Yeah.
Does it remind you of that dish I had when we were at the spot?
Yeah, it does.
All right.
It really does.
Well, guys, let me taste it and tell you. You know this is the hard part. I've done all this cooking and the labor, and now I gotta taste this food. I'm gonna start with this salmon. Let you guys see what that looks like. Boy, that's pretty there, ain't it? Look at that piece of fish. Bon appetit. I like my salmon cooked every way I can have it. Salmon has a nice crust on it. It's still flavorful, buttery, juicy. Could have cooked it a little bit less, but for purposes of videos and me doing a couple different things at the same time, I'm very happy with how that turned out. Guys, let me try these cheese grits here now. Pimento cheese grits. I'll let y'all see that there. See that? Look at them grits. Ooh, ooh. And let me get these grits here with this Beurre Blanc sauce and some of this spinach. Another bite for you guys. I know y'all wish y'all were my neighbors. I know y'all do. So you get the pimento cheese shining through on the grits. They got a little bit of spice to it because of the jalapeno that's in the pimento cheese. And that Beurre Blanc sauce, you got the shallots showing up in there because we kept them in there. You've got that little pinch of white pepper. You got that little pop from the wine reduction we made. That is a 5-star dinner, guys. And then I just did some sauteed spinach, but you know, saute whatever vegetables you got, broccoli, some asparagus, do whatever you want to do. It's your food. Guys, I'm Jameson, and this is how I cook. I've got to get back to dinner. I know, it's not fair. I get it. I know, I'd be upset too. Do me a favor, hit that subscription button, turn on those notifications. And guys, shoot me an email, chefjamesonsmallwood@gmail.com. I can't wait to tell you guys about what I'm working on. I've got to get back to dinner. I got a beautiful lady here at the table with me, and I've got to get back to my company. Y'all, she cleaned that plate. Y'all be good.